Bob, what is it that you like about Kuminga other way over here? Hey.
Oh, sorry. Upside, talent, position. I mean, we looked at the free agent wings. There's none of them. I mean, it's impossible to get wings in the NBA now because multiple position players. It's really tough. Guys that can, you watch the playoffs, it's, one big guy and four guys that can pass, shoot, defend. Seems to be the way our league's going. Like threes have become fours, and you want guys that can slide down positions, slide up. And so we like the optionality of these two guys, but Kuminga certainly represents somebody that we thought on film, he passed better than we might have initially thought. He's got a great story about him, pretty mature kid for what he went through and kind of came over the country at a young age. And, his aggressiveness, his competitiveness, his work ethic, all these guys that we draft, if they don't work or want to compete, they probably won't make it. And so we think that if you can grab a guy like that and put him in our system, that we've got something really good, but we have to work and he has to work to make the whole thing good for all of us.
What are the expectations for Kuminga early on, and might he see any time in the G League, and what exactly does that process look like?
Well, first we got to get him out here and see if he can get him. And these guys haven't played and so compete because they don't want to get hurt. So I talked to our trainer and said, do you think these guys can be ready for this league in Sacramento and Vegas? We don't want them to get hurt. So we worked them both out, but I don't know the answer to that. Trying to know if a player, sometimes you're surprised, sometimes you're surprised in a good way, sometimes you realize, this guy's just not ready. I don't know what his timeline's going to be. I think all of the above. Could be guy can play right now. If Clay's not ready to start the season and one of these guys shows they can play, fine. I don't know which one. So it's hard to say. I think in training camp, we might have a much better idea. I mean, we really need to have that time. We need to have a summer league. We need to get feedback. We need to see kind of what Steve wants to do. Talk to him his morning in Tokyo. He's excited, but I don't really want to predict what they're going to look like yet. It's hard to say.
Bob, how did your visit with Kuminga go in Miami? Was there anything about his workout or the interview that kind of surprised you?
Let me think about that. When we went, the idea was we better go do this just in case he's there. To be honest, we just were thinking he wouldn't be, but a lot of us went to Miami. Joe, we flew there with him and Kirk Lacob and myself and Larry Harris and Mike Dunleavy, and we even brought Kenny Atkinson, one of our new coaches, with us. So he got on the floor with him, and it was nice to have a guy like that because Steve couldn't be here, to get on the floor with him a little bit, because Kenny has a great background, as you should know, and everybody knows, in player development. And we said, what do you want to see out of him? And he said, I want to see how he reacts to pressure. I want to see how he protects the rim. So we put him in a couple drills that Kenny said, I'd like you to do this. And he handled them well. He was conversive. He worked hard. It was a long workout. He didn't really break. I'm always impressed post-workout when a player will come to dinner by himself. His representative, we had two tables, and it was myself, Joe, and Kirk, and one of our scouts, Reggie Rankin, was at one table. And I'm how many years older than him? He's 18, so I'm a lot older than him. It's hard for an 18-year-old to sit there and answer questions from an NBA owner, GM, scouts. He handled himself really well. He was talking about his parents coming to town. He's excited. Hadn't seen his parents in 5 years. So we got to kind of talk to him about growing up in Africa and how many languages he speaks. He speaks 4 languages, which is always impressive for somebody that's like me that speaks 1. So just his nature, we asked him who he admired. We asked him what he wanted to be. Really nice kid, and you guys will get to know him. But the whole package, right? The whole thing was nice. His brother actually came and worked out for us on Sunday. His brother's kind of been his father figure while he's been in the U.S. and his brother was in that workout on Sunday with us. And it's important now when you draft somebody that age, even any young player, you have to surround him with kind of support. So I saw that he had that, and overall you have to feel good about it. But he's a really kid that wants to be great and looks like he'll work hard.
Bob, in front of there.